Hello and welcome to another video of Altrady. In this video we will go over the new trading features, take profit order and the trailing stop loss. So what exactly is a take profit order? A take profit order is an order where a sell order is automatically placed when the buy order is filled. In Altrady, take profit orders also place sell orders for partially filled buy orders. This means that if the buy price was hit and the price moves back up, it will still try to place the sell order. So how do you set it up? First, you fill in the buy price. You can easily adjust it by using the drag handle. After that, you can pick the percentage for the profit you are looking for. If you see a better price for profit in the chart, use the drag handle to configure it and the percentage will be calculated for you. Then you fill in the amount you want to buy and you click on Place Order. That's it. Altrady will now watch your buy order and automatically place the sell order when the order is filled. Next up is the trailing stop loss. Let's assume you've entered the trade and now you want to maximize your profit. A popular way to do this is to use a stop limit and to adjust that when the price moves up. This can be very time consuming and on the small minute timeframes you may have to do this a lot. Using the trailing stop function in Altrady, it's now a lot easier. So how do you set it up? First you go to the trailing stop tab in the trade form. Here you have the option to pick from two options, Now and On Price. Now means that your stop limit order will immediately be placed on the exchange and the trailing function is activated. Sometimes though, you want to set up the trailing stop, but only if a certain price is hit first. Later on in the video, I will show you a live example on how this is used. With the On Price function, the stop limit order will not be placed on the exchange yet, but instead it will be a pending order. Once the trigger line is reached for the first time, the stop limit will be placed on the exchange and the trailing function is activated. Once you have decided which trigger to use, all you have to do is set up the stop and limit percentages. These percentages are an offset of the trigger price. In the chart you can see the drag handle. These drag handles help you to determine a better percentage for the offsets. Make sure it's not set too close to the trigger price, as you may be stopped out too early. The limit price offset is used for the limit order. This means that the stop limit is triggered, you will not sell your coins for a lower amount than the limit. Now you set up how much you want to sell and you click on Place Order. So that's how you set up the take profit and trailing stop limit. But how is it used in the trading strategy? In the next part I will show you a real trade where both functions are used. Okay, so I got this alert on the quick scanner and I determined the prices to see if the trade was worth taking. I set up the take profit order, set the percentage and filled in the amount. Then I used the drag handles to better set the prices for the buy and sell order. I placed the orders and then waited. After about a minute or so, the buy order was filled, and as you can see, the sell order was immediately placed. Now for this position, I didn't want to sell everything on the first sell. What I wanted to do was sell off about 75% of my position, and then use the rest for a trailing stop. Because we can use the On Price trigger, I could already set up my trailing stop and just use the trigger price where my sell order already was. Then I can set up the stop limit order and it will be a pending order, so it will not be put on the exchange yet. I also like to set up an extra safety net where I place a buy order below where I've previously bought. This will help me reduce my break-even price and means that I can get out earlier. Now, because I don't want to constantly look at this trade, I could use a take profit order again to set up the buy order and then immediately sell. Doing it like this will allow me to walk away from my computer and still have the safety net when the buy order is filled, and it will ensure that I won't miss my sell. So now I'm pretty much set. Everything is boxed in and all we have to do is wait for the price to move one way or the other. Now let me fast forward the video a bit and then we will see where it gets interesting again. At this point I was just checking the technical indicators to see if anything interesting was happening there. But as it wasn't, I closed it back up and we waited again. Now, this is where it starts to get interesting again. The price had just made a small dip and now it's starting to move back up. I checked the indicators again to see if there was any interesting movement going on there, and it looked like everything was going to go back up. And as you can see, the price is moving. Okay, so here my first sell order was hit and I got the notification that it was filled completely. This also meant that my trailing stop limit order was going to be activated. At this point I was already in profit, so placing a stop limit order above my break-even line would ensure that my position stays in profit. I removed my safety take profit order because I didn't need it anymore, because I wasn't going to buy again under the break-even price. And we can also see that the price was still moving up. Now that the price is moving up, you can also see that the stop limit order is following the price movement. And as you can see here, we're now actually above the first sell order. This means that we're well in profit. And it just keeps going. Now at this point the upwards movement is losing a little bit of strength. And as you can see, my stop limit order is triggered here. And we're out. We're in profit. To see how long you've been in the trade, you can just go over to the My Positions widget and then click on the closed positions. As you can see, this trade took about 40 minutes. And that's it. That's how you can use take profit orders and a trailing stop to maximize your profits. Now we understand that not every trade actually goes like this, but we hope that these order types will help you to make your trading easier. Now we're constantly improving Altrady, and soon you will be able to combine these take profit orders and trailing stop orders more easily into a single position. We will call them the smart positions. So make sure that you hit the subscribe button to stay updated about the new features of Altrady. Thank you for watching.